I'm Kurt Shimmers. Every day, fortunes are gained and lost in the financial markets. News, trends, and even geopolitical events shape your financial landscape. Join me and my expert guests right now on Traders Nation. Welcome. You are tuned into Traders Nation. Thanks for making us a part of your day. Don and I have got a fantastic show for you today. Brad Williams, he's back with us today. We're going to be talking about student loans. Student debt is at an all-time high, and we're going to be talking about who's carrying that debt and then why. We're going to get into the hard numbers on that. Plus, payment processors, goodness gracious, have you seen them lately? We're going to be talking about those primarily with a couple others here on the show today. So we got Brad Williams, we've got payment processors and other stocks, news, and a whole lot more. Stay tuned right here to Traders Nation. We'll be right back.
Traders Nation. Get Pro Online DVD Trader today. Whether you're an experienced trader or just beginning, you'll improve your skills dramatically. Click on the Knowledge Center button to order your copy today. Traders Nation, delivering what you want when you want it. Traders Nation.
Hi, this is Willie Nelson. You're tuned in to Traders Nation.
Here's Willie. Thanks for coming back.
Willie.
Staying with us. So far, so good, Don.
Yes.
Hey, real quickly, head on over to TradersNation.com. Get a copy of Pro Online Trader DVD today. You can learn about shortened stocks, candlestick charts, patterns, signals, resistance, all that good stuff. It moves on to advanced stuff, okay, once you get it down. $29.95 plus shipping and handling. Click on that More button, TradersNation.com, right, Don? All right?
That's correct.
That's right. Hey, Don, payment processors, huge moves. Good-looking stuff here today. Charts, great moves. Payment processors, MasterCard is the top of my list here today, Don. Ticker symbol for that one, MA as in Mary Alpha, trading at $200.79 here today, Don. 820K shares exchanging hands so far today, 3.7 million shares average daily volume. Well on its way here today, Don. Your thoughts?
Well, MasterCard, once again, we keep pounding on it, and it is true, and I believe it.
Yeah.
These payment processing companies are not going away. If anything, it's expanding.
Yeah.
And so the online sales is driving it. Of course, the payments in general, but the economy being strong.
Yeah.
But the stock is back up over 200 here, a little soft today.
Yeah.
But MasterCard, Visa,
Sure.
Square, PayPal. And then, of course, our Brazilian company, PAGS,
Yeah.
which is getting bounced around a little bit today.
Yeah.
But the payment processing business is here to stay. If anything, you'll see more companies coming into this. But nice charts on MasterCard.
Yeah, bring it up. Consolidation broke out of its consolidation base around $190 a share. Hopefully you're looking at it with your charts here today. There is a bias to the downside, so really it needs to hold these levels right here at the $200 mark because it is slightly biased here today. Tremendous gains, as you can see on your charts, to run up to that $200 area. And so we'll see what happens. Square, next on our list, we've been pounding, like you said, pounding the table on these payment processors.
Yeah.
They're all doing great today, currently trading at $60.33 here today. Broke out at around its consolidation base here at $55, okay? It's also biased to the downside, so it needs to hold these levels of gains that it's seen here recently. Your thoughts, Don?
Well, all profits are good profits, and we have straight-up all homebound profit-taking here on some of these stocks. MasterCard down a couple of bucks,
Yeah.
Square down 227, PayPal's down today, so a little profit-taking.
Sure.
Nothing to be alarmed about, but that happens with some of these large cap stocks. So
Yeah, totally. Yeah, it's good
a
old.
little soft today.
Yeah, good old-fashioned profit taking. Let's take some of that stuff off the table. It's interesting, Don, in the strategy of taking profits. In the old days when I was trading heavily, what I would do is take 50% off the table and leave 50% on. If I was right,
Yes.
then it'll keep. If I was right, I took some off. I locked in those profits, okay? If it's going to continue to climb, digest those gains once again and continue to climb, then I'm holding on to a 50% left of my position. So not a bad strategy for you folks to really consider. And hopefully if you've been paying attention, you've been watching these, and you've been pulling your charts up when we've been talking about these stocks, you took advantage of it, right, Don?
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. And then we have a little soft spot today in some of the gamblers.
Yeah. Yeah, totally. Wynn is one of them. Now, Don, what's going on here with Wynn? You know, a couple days ago, currently trading at $176.44, 1.2 million shares exchanging hands here today. Average on this one's 3.2. If you bring your charts up on this, Wynn has got to hold at $192, okay? It's got to hold here at this particular level. I mean, sorry, it needed to hold at 192, and it dropped below 192 to 176. So it's got to hold actually right here at 176.50. It's got to hold, okay?
Well, Wynn is a stock that gets bounced around whenever they talk negative about Macau.
Yeah.
Macau, which is the Chinese enclave, where all the mainland Chinese want to go to gamble, and of course they've got junkets and everything else going on over there. The building boom of new hotels and casinos is ongoing. Wynn is a major participant there, and when the numbers come in a little soft for the quarter, like they have, or the month, the stock gets battered around now. And of course, we've had a top management change at Wynn. There's some talk about they may change the name of the company, which I doubt, because Wynn is actually a brand. Trading in here at 176, we should be taking a look at it, because the stock is soft. Nothing has changed fundamentally within the company. It's a strong company, along with LDS, are the major players with MGM, are the major players in Macau.
Las Vegas Sands is what Don's saying. Also, all right, so on Wynn, the technicals are this, okay? If you bring up your charts, there's a 200-day moving average. You're going to find that around $166.50 area, okay? If it doesn't hold this area, which I think it may, because it's kind of looking like it's supporting that drop here. It's done a couple days of sideways lateral movement at this level. I'm hoping that it holds here. If it doesn't, my next stop, my next area of support is at the 166.50 area at that 200-day. I'd like to at least see it hold there. If it doesn't hold here at 176, Don. Okay.
Well, fundamentally, nothing's changed. And, of course, the charts are your friend here as well when you're watching these stocks.
Yeah.
And you're right, stock's got a hold in here, and I presume it will, but you never know.
Right.
And the markets are strong today, so we have the gambling stocks and the payment processors today down a little bit on an up day for the markets.
Yeah. Hey, in fact, since you said payment processors, let's talk about Visa here too, because let's look at this. Bring your charts up on this. $134 is where it's currently trading at right now. 1.7 million shares exchanging hands here today. It broke out of its consolidation base at $130. You'll see that. Bring your charts up. You'll see it broke out at that 130 level. It needs to hold this level, just like MasterCard, just like Square. It needs to hold these levels, digest those gains, and then we'll see where it goes from here. Visa, once again, ticker symbol on that one. V as in Visa, or Victor. Okay, 134.02. Don?
Okay, yeah, Visa is another strong one. And I'm just glancing at a lot of these stocks today. Yeah. And it looks like we're having a rotation out of some of the high-tech stocks, obviously the gamblers. So we got a little rotation going on, because some of the other stocks in the other areas are very strong today. And so we have a good old-fashioned profit-taking and rotation out.
Yeah, I love it, love it. All right, so I'm going to throw out my last payment stock processor, okay? All right, PayPal, PYPL, currently trading at $83.43. 1.5 million shares exchanging hands here today. Average volume on PayPal, folks, is 8.8 million shares. Once again, bring your charts up on this. It broke out of resistance, okay, at $83, and then now it's at its new support level. Don?
Well, they just don't go straight up. But PayPal, another great company. And in this sector right here, like I said at the outset, this sector is not going away. They're going to be around for a long time. If anything, some of the smaller companies might be acquired.
Yeah, there you have it. Okay, folks. All right, so Don, what else is going on out there? We covered payment processors, got a little bit of gaming in there with Wynn, Las Vegas Sands. Anything else in the gaming area that you want to cover? Or how about we go on to the data storage? Don't trust the cloud, Don.
Well, data storage is another strong area. I'm very high on this area, and there's a couple of companies in here that I've talked about. If I can get them up in front of my screen.
Sure.
I believe, what the heck is the symbol here? I'm looking on.
Unit's one of them, right?
There we go. Unit. UNIT is the one we introduced about 6 weeks back. Now, that stock down 2 pennies today, but the Unit is a 5G-focused company.
Yeah.
Now, that stock, when we first introduced it, was trading around $16. It's now trading at $22.
Okay.
So that one is strong.
Okay. All right, so coming up next, UNIT, put it on your radar. Coming up next, we got Brad Williams. Student loan debt is huge. It's hitting new highs, numbers that are just unbelievable. We're going to find out who's carrying majority of that debt, what the numbers look like, and why. All right, you're not going to want to miss that. Stay tuned right here to Traders Nation. We'll be right back.
Hi, I'm Steve Forbes. You're watching Traders Nation.
Welcome back. You are tuned in to Traders Nation. My pleasure to have with us back again is Brad Williams, President of Brad Williams Financial Services. Brad, welcome back to Traders Nation. How are you today?
I'm doing great. I appreciate you asking me to come back on.
Sure. Glad to have you, Brad. Hey, so Brad, today's topic we're going to be talking about, of course, is going to be student loans. And it's my understanding 4 in 10 people who have gone to college have taken out loans for school, which that's okay, right? But women hold majority of that loan in amounts, and we're talking, what, $1 trillion or better. What do the numbers look like here today, Brad?
Yeah, they're pretty high. I mean, but when you really think about it, my research says about 56% of college students are women.
Yeah.
You know, it's women who are going to college more and more. And, as of, I think, just yesterday, it was around $890 billion in student loans. So, it's not unusual that women would carry the majority because they're the majority in college. The key is I think some hard conversations need to be had with parents and students about why they're going to college, what degree they're going after, and maybe more efficient ways of doing it than just taking out a whole bunch of student loans and cruising through 4 or 6 years of college on student loans.
All right, so I think school plan. So what you're saying here is it's nice to have interests, and certainly you want to do what you love, right? But you have to map out your college education, much like you're going to map out your financial future. Is that what we're talking about here today, Brad?
Yeah, I mean, in reality, if I'm going to take on, and one of the things I see is about $30,000 in a student loan on average.
Yeah.
If you're going to take out a $30,000 loan, what are you going to get for it?
Yeah.
When you take out a $30,000 loan for a Nissan Rogue, you got a car.
Sure.
You got something to drive around in.
Sure.
Well, what are you going to get when you get out of school?
Mm-hmm.
Is there going to be good jobs for you there, and do the jobs pay? And I think colleges have diversified into so many different degree levels that if you're taking $50,000 of loan and you're graduating with a degree in Middle Eastern basket weaving, you're probably not going to have very good jobs.
All right, so let's discuss something here. The interest rates on loans, in my opinion, with the debt at $1 trillion, near $1 trillion, okay, as we discussed here today, it's a lot of money owed. And I'm surprised to see, and I've discussed this in the past, Brad, I'm surprised to see the interest rate on student loans is a little bit to the higher side. And it makes it expensive to go to college. Your thoughts on that? I mean, you think we may see any relief when it comes to that interest rate? Or are they going to keep it the same as we go forward?
I think interest rates are usually a reflection of creditworthiness and risk.
Yeah.
And we have a huge student loan bubble.
Yeah.
I mean, median wages since the 70s gone up about 20%, and college costs gone up 150%.
Wow.
And a lot of that is I remember when I went to college, I didn't get any student loans. I mean, most people I knew didn't get student loans.
Right.
Their parents either did it or they worked and went. Personally, as I got older, I paid for a lot of it.
Yeah.
And people made a budgetary decision based on, okay, I may need to take this quarter off and work, and they didn't even think about taking student loans. Well, once the government got involved and made free money available, well, people used it, and then the colleges raised their tuition. Yeah. They raised the student loan limits. Colleges raised their tuition again. Right. They raised the student loan. It's a vicious circle, and it's a trap, really, for a lot of young people that they don't even realize it, is they really need to figure out, is there a better way to do this college thing?
Right, right. I think you're absolutely right. And I don't want to be cynical about this either, but I don't think student loans you can't bankrupt student loans either, can you?
No, you cannot discharge them in bankruptcy. You're stuck with them.
So what a great business to be in for these lenders. It almost seems... it almost seems like, you know what, we're going to charge the interest rates that we're going to charge, and we're going to get it. And if we don't, we're going to make it up elsewhere. Brad, your thoughts?
Yeah, I agree with you that you're basically, becoming an indentured servant to the loan company.
Yes.
And, of course, they don't mind that because they love the cash flow.
Sure.
I just think that universities have ridden this train for a long time, and I think it's partly their fault, too, that college costs has gone up because, you go to so many colleges. My daughter just graduated from Auburn about 3 years ago. Yeah. And it was not cheap getting her through there. Now, I made provisions early on, and I got her out with no student loans.
Sure.
And I was real proud of that. And she's gotten a great start in her life without having that albatross around her neck, whereas so many of her cohorts have that big, huge loan over their heads, and they're delaying buying a house and getting a decent car and things like that.
Yeah, the socialists, the big wave of socialists want to come through and say free schooling. I'm against that totally. But I am for, I think, lower interest rates. I think if you take on that responsibility, you should uphold that responsibility. But I am for lower interest rates. I think if you got to finance your schooling, you pay for it, but you do it at a lower interest. I'm good for that. Your thoughts?
Yeah, and I would agree with you on that. And I think one thing that we need to start changing in our language is that we need to quit using the term free college or government-paid college. And when it comes to anything the government does, we need to start saying taxpayer-financed. Taxpayer finance.
That's right. Because let's face it, anything free, is there any value in free? There's no money in free, right? So doesn't that kind of dilute
and there's
the value?
Really nothing free.
Yeah, that's right. I know. In the end, the taxpayers are paying for it, right? But the sense of it is that if you get free college, it kind of dilutes everybody else's education if you're getting it free, right? I don't know. To me, it's just symbolism. So, anyways, all right. So let's talk about one more thing here today. Best way to get through college when it comes to your finances. You touched it a little bit about it here today. Work a little bit, save a little bit, parents help out a little bit maybe. What are the best pathways for folks that they can consider for education?
Well, I tell you what, I was so proud of my daughter, and I guess it showed that we did a good job raising her. She started clipping coupons. Nice. She got a second job, and she was in mathematics major, and it was not easy for her, but she kept a very high 3.7, something like that average, and did really good. And we gave her an allowance, but not a big. And then what she made up on her own. But she ended up learning some things in college that have carried her into her adult life, which is budgeting and being frugal.
Responsibility. Brad, we're out of time. Where can we find you real quick?
Got a financial question? Just ask BradWilliams.com.
Head on over there today. Brad, thanks for your time here today.
Oh, thank you very much.
You bet. We'll be right back. Welcome back. You are tuned in to Traders Nation. Thanks for staying with us. Hey, Don, let's get into CORE. COR is the ticker symbol. CORE is a REIT. What's going on there, Don?
Yes. Well, we didn't talk much about the REITs today, but the REITs are coming in vogue because what it does, obviously, is that for a lot of these companies, especially some of the gamblers, it frees up the real estate into a separate entity. Yeah. CoreSite Realty, COR, is another one of these data center businesses, along with QTS, which is QTS Realty Trust. The data center business is exploding worldwide with the cloud and these enterprises. But and there's several different sectors of the REIT data center business. One is the regular data centers, and then the other one we call hyperscale.
Yeah.
And that's for basically the 40 largest companies in the world for all their data. Companies they'd recognize would be Microsoft, Amazon, Facebook. These companies all need hyperscale data centers.
Yeah.
And that's what some of these companies are in, especially QTS.
Data, folks, huge, huge biz. It's going to be even bigger. Okay? That's all we do is push data around. Who pushes paper anymore, Don? Nobody pushes paper.
That's right.
We're
That's
pushing
right.
data around. Don, do you own anything we
That's
talked
right.
about here today?
No.
Yeah,
no.
all right. I don't either. So certainly, hopefully you're paying attention, folks. All right, got your pencils out and paper out. If you miss anything, play the rebroadcast at tradersnation.com today. We'll see you on the next edition. Everyone, have a great day.